What is going on, guys? Mobile Care News here, and in this article, it explains how Verizon's 5G doesn't seem to be having a big impact over 4G. Now, 5G is the next generation of wireless service. It is supposed to be blazing fast speeds. However, if for Verizon and all carriers in general, it is still too new to be used worldwide because, after all, Verizon is trying to cover as many coverage and cities, states, and towns as possible. And their 5G is just not up to par yet. People are seeing a slightly little better speeds, about 1% of slightly faster speeds than 4G. However, 5G is not really up to there yet. What Verizon is doing is they're using 600 megahertz of with their 5G ultra wideband, and it's not improving that well. It's not as fast as people think. People need to realize and remember 5G is still new. And also because Verizon has their 50 gigabyte cap, you're going to be slowed down even more, especially with your usage. If you're using a lot of Netflix, YouTube, if you're streaming a lot of web pages, anything in general, Hulu, Disney Plus, heck, even if you're playing a game that requires internet access, it's gonna take a hit because even though Verizon, has ultra wideband as they say, so blazing fast speeds, you're gonna take a big hit with depending on the coverage. If the coverage is maybe 2 1 bars, that's gonna affect your service. And their 5G is just not cutting at the moment. I'm not saying Verizon has bad 5G. I'm not saying Verizon is horrible. I'm just, speaking from the truth. 5G is not really up to par, especially with Verizon's 5G. They're using I believe, ultra wideband, high millimeter wave, and low band. So that basically means they're not using midband yet. I'm pretty sure they're using some midband, but like I said, like I keep saying multiple times, 5G is very new for them, and they're still working out the tweaks and improvements. They're still focusing on tower upgrades, expanding coverage, and so far Verizon has around several millions of customers. They plan to cover, I believe, 250 million customers by either this year or next year, 2022, I believe. And they're also thinking of having 50% customer base by 2023. Now that's actually a really good idea. I like how they're doing it like that because that goes to show Verizon is not backing down or giving up the title to be number one, because Verizon's been number one for a while now. They've been number one before wireless or any of this internet. They've been number one for having the best coverage, the best calls, the best everything pretty much, because it's Verizon. They can't be outbeat. I mean, unless AT&T steps up to the game, but they're always in second place. And now T-Mobile will be third place since they bought, Sprint. Sprint doesn't even exist anymore. But I will say Verizon does need to improve and fix their 5G, and I really hope they also fix their data plan because look at T-Mobile's. I literally use T-Mobile's their Max, the Magenta Max plan, and even if I'm in a bad location with two bars of LTE, 2 bars of 5G, my internet still works. And I'm not saying T-Mobile's 5G is perfect. Theirs also is pretty bad too. Especially when I go to the beach, I lose 5G. I only get 200 megabytes per second speed in one area of the beach for T-Mobile, not all areas. So that goes to show I probably have N71 or probably band N41, and it's not as great as they think you think it is. But back to this Verizon situation, they still plan to upgrade and use their 5G, to their full potential. I know Verizon, what they're doing. They're trying to, let's see. what they're doing right now at the moment is they're basically using their 5G from their 4G service. It's basically, I'm not saying it's fake 4G, it's real 5G in some parts, but they are using some 5G with their 4G LTE, which I'm pretty sure every carrier does that, don't get me wrong. But it's going to take some time for Verizon to get everything up to par. T-Mobile's 5G is not ready yet. Even though they claim 100% it's ready, it's not ready, guys. No. Like I have T-Mobile and it's not ready yet. Okay, it's just not. I'm going to be straight with you. AT&T's 5G, not ready yet. It's just not up to par yet, even though they claim they have 5GE, which, okay, it's real 5G, but I don't know. I wish they could take off the E. It's not ready yet. No 5G is perfect already. Every carrier is still working on the towers. They're still upgrading. They're still improving. They have to get their equipment. They have to put more panels, more 71, more band 66, more band 50, band everything. Verizon will get there. It's just at the moment Verizon's 5G is not a big boost with their 4G LTE. From what I'm reading from this article, people would rather go to LTE because there's more LTE coverage than 5G. And that's what I'm doing with LTE. LTE has more coverage, even though I do want to use LTE. I do want to use 5G because 5G is pretty fast. It downloads everything. It takes a hit on my battery, but I do like 5G. However, I will stick to LTE. If I had Verizon right now, I would do the same thing. I would stick to LTE because it has more coverage, it has more equipment, it has more, everything, more towers, more coverage to LTE because LTE has been here for a while now. It's been what? Probably it's been 10 years since LTE has been here, and LTE is honestly perfect the way it is. It's not 100% perfect because I wish they could still be continue upgrading their LTE when there's zero coverage in some areas with all carriers. I wish they were still upgrading this. But Verizon still has a long way to go. I'm pretty sure their speeds get a little faster. The same with all carriers. Like you will see a small increase in speeds, not a big boost, a very small boost because 5G is being used by your 4G LTE. Even if T-Mobile is using Sprint to expand their 5G, it's still used from 4G because if you recall, all carriers are either trying to get turn their 5G from their 4G networks or they're trying to build new towers and signals and equipment from the ground up, which costs a lot of time, investment, and money. It really does. So just give it some time. Verizon is not up to par yet. No carrier is. But give it 2 to 6 years. 5G will be ready by then, and then all carriers will let loose. All speed tests will be insane. They will be going up to 1 gigabyte, even up to 3 gigabytes. I'm guessing, and people will be consuming more data, more. They'll be basically consuming more, getting more, getting more coverage and speeds. There'll be way more downloads than usual. And I really hope by that time Verizon and AT&T switches to a priority unlimited data plan. Because don't get me wrong, AT&T's plans 100 gigabytes is pretty good. They'll slow you down to 3G, but every customer, every person wants truly unlimited, not being slowed down. They really do. If Verizon and AT&T can get their plans switched by that time, they'll be number one. They will be number one. T-Mobile will be the last. I'm pretty sure that's how it'll be, unless T-Mobile has it's this insane plan to get more customers from Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T. We'll see how that goes. But 5G is still new. We'll have to see what happens in honestly a few years, guys. I want to see what the speeds will go to. I'm curious how fast the coverage will expand. The coverage will be insane everywhere. More people will be on 5G than any person being on LTE. And I believe that. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to check when I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.